Hello and welcome to the Daily Moth. Today is Tuesday, November 7th. Are you ready for the news? Today we have more of an update on the shooting that happened in Texas. The man who lived next door to the church, named Stephen Williford, he gave an interview to local news outlets about what happened. He was formerly a teacher for the NRA, the National Rifle Association. And the event took place while he was at home relaxing when his daughter went up to him and got his attention to what she heard in the church, which was a bunch of gun sounds like pop, pop, pop. Stephen knew that someone was shooting at other people, so he went into his gun safe and got a rifle and left his house. When he left his house, he didn't even have any shoes on, and he went to the church. When Stephen and the gunman, Devin, met each other's gaze, shots were fired. A gun was dropped, and then he picked up another gun, and then Stephen eventually fled the church after the gunman. He was able to get in someone's truck and chase the gunman on the road, going incredibly fast speeds. The gunman was found dead at the scene of the crash, and there were 3 different gun wounds to his body. One in his head, one in his torso, and another one in his leg. The big question is, how did the gunman get to purchase the gun? He was previously jailed in military court because he harmed his then wife and her child while he was in the Air Force. We now know that the root of this problem was because the Air Force never sent the arrest records and the information to the Federal Registry. If they had, he would have been red flagged, but because he wasn't, he was easily able to buy a gun, and that was a big mistake. Senator John McCain said that there would be an investigation into that situation. We now know that there were 15 different magazines that were full and that were brought into the church. 450 bullets were fired. And there's speculation that the cause of this was due to family problems. The gunman's wife's family and he were having issues, and some of those family members attended that church. His wife's grandmother was in attendance at that church, and she was one of the people who was murdered. There were other accounts from people who witnessed this act. And in those eyewitness accounts, they said that when a baby would cry or there would be a scared child, the gunman would shoot at them on purpose. And the whole scene was just horrendous and just awful. It's now known that on social media, the gunman would often post rhetoric about guns and mass shootings and other explicit material like that. And he was very against people who believed in any type of religion. President Trump is currently in South Korea, and while he's been there, he was asked, "What do you think this will cause more strict gun laws, etc.?" And he said, no, he didn't think so. Because of the neighbor who, if he didn't have a gun to protect the people of the church and to ultimately end the violence, many other people would have died.